it's for real.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
What's up, guys? It's time for Hambone to the movies. That's right. I went to the movies a couple of times this weekend. One of those movies that I saw and went and paid money for to be able to sit into the movie theater was The Green Knight. The Green Knight, just to give you a little bit of info on it as we get started. It's a movie written by David Lowery for the screen. It's also David Lowery is also the director. It has stars like Dev Patel, Alicia Vikander, and Joel Edgerton in it. I do think that everyone did a great job here to a certain point, right? Like this is one of those weird movies to where I tell people like, hey, go into the movies with a certain mindset so that way you enjoy the movie, right? Like don't go see King Kong versus Godzilla and want to care about the humans in the story, because that's not really why you go and see like King Kong versus Godzilla. You go and see them for the monsters and them fighting each other and stuff like that, right? Like, and this movie though is a little bit different and it's a little weird because like you don't really know what to expect. You go into the movie just with as big of an open mind as you possibly can. This movie is based off of a poem that is written during the Arthurian times, King Arthur and stuff, and the Knights of the Round Table. They don't really tell you that when you go and see the movie. So if you didn't know that going into the movie, you might be a little lost when it comes to that. This movie also, like, because you think about King Arthur and the swords and the knights and stuff, you think about a lot of action and everything else, and it's not got this huge amount of action. There's some like pieces in the film that could be kind of action oriented or at least like drama, but like it's not a lot of sword fights. Matter of fact, when the main character goes up against the Green Knight literally just lays down his weapon and turns his head and the guy cuts it off. I mean, it's not like this huge battle that they have and he ends up winning the fight. The main character in the story, he wants to be a knight. Like he is actually kin to King Arthur, which got to be a lot of pressure on the guy, right? Like he's actually a member of the family, and yet he hasn't been part of the Round Table. He's not a knight and any of this stuff. So he kind of got this pressure on him. He's kind of wanting to be a knight for that reason because of what he's grown up around. There's a couple of things in this movie. Because this won't be a super long review because I don't go over every little detail, but I just go over like the certain things that I catch in a movie. In this movie, you got a couple things going on. You have this guy trying to be a knight, which is supposed to be honor and all this stuff involved in it and everything. He's trying to learn to be more like that, right? Like he's making mistakes. He's like a normal guy, but he's trying to be a knight. So he's trying to earn that thing. And that's a main part of this story, is that guy trying to transition from being just a normal everyday dude to being like a knight. So he's trying to make decisions based on that throughout the film. There's a couple of times where he makes mistakes and everything. When he gets towards the end of the movie, this movie, like I said, it's got like different little things. There's not these big action pieces. So basically he has to go up and face the Green Knight again a year later. And the Green Knight's supposed to strike the blow that he struck on him. So like he's cut off the Green Knight's head. The Green Knight's supposed to cut off his head. During that part of the film, there is a section like where he realizes that if he goes down this route, that he will never be able to be truly a knight. And you get to see kind of like this in the future kind of thing that skips through, and then it goes back to real time. And he chooses to take off this sash that was supposed to protect him from any blows. And, but you don't really see like what truly happens. But like, I am going to say that in my mind and the way I think, he gets his head cut off, man. Like the Green Knight takes his head off and he truly becomes a knight right afterwards. Because the Green Knight even bends down and says, thank you, you become a knight. And then he kind of does like the little neck slash thing and stands up with the big axe that he has. And the kind of film kind of ends. And I think a lot of people is going to be kind of like perturbed about that or whatever. But to me, it's like the dude finally realized his like dream, his passion is to be a knight. And because he was honorable there at the end, he actually did truly become a knight, even though he forfeited his life, because like he saw in the future that if he kept going, that like the fall of the kingdom would occur. So to me, he truly in that last moment became a knight and became a knighthood, right? There's another thing in this movie that I want to point out that I thought was really cool, and that was King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. They're still going, they're still alive. They're obviously older and stuff at the time of the story, but they seem real sickly, right? Like King Arthur, the few times you see him, he moves around really slow and everything. He seems weak, like it's really hard for him to pull out the sword. And really and truthfully, like to me, that's the weakness. I saw that as a weakness of how like honor and stuff is like slowly starting to go away in the world, like and erode. And like that's why they're so sickly, because like whenever King Arthur was younger in the younger time span, like honor was still this big presence, and then slowly but surely honor and that kind of thing in the world's kind of eroded until today we have hardly none left. You know, like people will do things period that doesn't even have any kind of honor involved just to be able to make it a little better, just to make a few extra bucks. You know, they'll step on people, and a lot of people do this. It's not just like a thing to where just a few do it. It's a lot, man. It's widespread. We just don't have the honor that we used to have. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's what I picked up in the movie, was that King Arthur and Queen Guinevere both were like these sickly people in the movie, basically because honor and stuff is slowly going away from our world. But other than that, the cast do really good. I like the movie. I'm going to give it like a 6.5 to 7. It's right in that range, just because of the fact that like in this movie, in this film, it's I think it's very beautifully shot, very beautifully done. There are points in times where the movie probably dragged a little bit. They could have skipped a little bit of here and there, made the movie a little shorter, and you still could have got your point across. But other than that, like I really did enjoy the film. It was a different kind of film. I also like the Arthurian tales and poems and stuff like that. Even if they're not the most exciting, they just seem to interest me because I do love like old school stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I liked it as much as I did. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like a huge amount because I only gave it like a 6.5 to 7, but anything above a 5, I like. And every a little amount above that, it means I like it more and more. So man, with that being said, like I said, there's not a huge amount to talk about in this movie. It's one of those movies I suggest to go see. Some people call it an art piece, like an art film kind of thing, and it kind of is, but it's also got like a little bit of an interesting story and a journey to follow. Like I said, like the one guy trying to be a knight, it's not right in front of your face. It's not like him in a battle, like, you know, cutting down enemy after enemy to earn to be a knight, something like that, or killing a dragon, which is right in front of your face kind of deal. This is more of a hidden like kind of thing, and like you really have to think about it and stuff. And if you do, I think you can find enjoyment in the movie. Hey, make a comment down below. Let me know if you liked it or didn't like it, and why you didn't like it, or why you liked it. All that stuff. I always respond to as many as possible, almost every one of them, to be honest with you. Really love y'all's support and everything else. And we did start a Patreon this month, actually, like in about a week or so. I'm going to be doing Black Dynamite watch along, and then afterwards I'm going to do a Hambones to the movie review. And if you're part of that Patreon tier, you'll be able to hang out with me and be part of Hambones to the movies, the review. So until next time, guys, peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.